Hi there and welcome back to another NJS instructional video. Now we have here a stihl 025 chainsaw which won't start. In fact, during the filming of another video, the chainsaw started to lose power and stall. Just recently, I tried to start it and I couldn't get it to start. I thought to myself, this chainsaw is quite old, it's served its purpose well, and now it's time to throw it out and buy a new one. However, I decided to investigate further to see if the problem was minor and easy to fix, or if it was something more serious. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 major things to check when your chainsaw won't start, and let's see if we can get this chainsaw working once again. Number 1, check the fuel oil mixture. Petrol or gasoline doesn't last long and can deteriorate pretty quick, even within weeks. When it does deteriorate, it may prevent the chainsaw from starting, or if it does start, prevents it from performing well. Bad fuel could also cause damage to the fuel lines and carburetor. Also, avoid any ethanol-based fuel, as this can cause further damage. I like to use a fuel preserver to extend the life of the fuel. If it is bad fuel, drain any old fuel, top up with fresh fuel, and see if the chainsaw fires up. Always ensure you use fresh, pre-mixed 2-stroke fuel for your chainsaw. Number 2, check the air filter. A blocked or dirty air filter will restrict the incoming air into the engine and fail to provide adequate air or oxygen for combustion. This could also prevent the engine from starting, or if it starts, from running well. Ensure the air filter is periodically cleaned. For this chainsaw, the air filter is fairly clean, however we'll give it a quick clean for peace of mind. Number 3, check the spark plug and ignition system. This consists of the spark plug, as well as ignition coil and wiring. An easy and effective check is to remove the spark plug, reconnect the cable, ensure the spark plug is grounded or earthed, and pull the starter cord to see if a spark is present. It's easier to check this in a dark room. For this chainsaw, the spark plug is quite new and has probably only done about 2 hours. Since it was sparking, we can be confident that the spark plug and ignition system is working as it should. Number 4, check the spark arrestor. Depending on your model of chainsaw, to do this, simply undo the bolts of the muffler, remove the spark arrestor screen, and check if it is blocked. It is not uncommon for these to block up, especially if the fuel mixture isn't correct. The spark arrestor screen helps to prevent sparks exiting the muffler and can fill up with soot or carbon and prevent exhaust gases from exiting the cylinder. If it is blocked, the most effective way to clean it is by putting a flame to it to burn off any soot. For this chainsaw, the spark arrestor, however, is very clean. Number 5, check the compression, piston and cylinder. To check the compression, you can use a tool which checks the compression via pressure gauge. However, a simpler but not as effective way is to pull on the starter cord and hear and feel the compression of the engine. If there is a good amount of resistance, most likely there is good overall compression. If there isn't much resistance, it could be a lack of compression. If this is the case, you'd want to check this further with the proper compression test tool. To check the piston rings and cylinder wall, it is best to remove the muffler and spark plug. This will give you a means to visually check the piston rings and cylinder wall. Look for any scoring, deep gashes or any other damage, for example broken or flaked metal on the piston or cylinder wall. A seized piston will typically have considerable scoring on the exhaust side. Scoring may seem innocent but can significantly affect the compression of the piston and lead to its failure. Also look for any discolorization of the piston or cylinder wall. If you observe any blue coloring, it could indicate the engine has run really hot, possibly due to a lack of oil in the fuel mixture. For this chainsaw, there is some scoring on the piston on the exhaust side, however the cylinder walls appear to be quite smooth and have no scoring at all. The piston rings also visually appear to be in good condition. It may be that this piston and engine overall is still in decent shape and may still have some life in it. Number 6. Check the fuel filter, fuel lines and carburetor. If all other 5 checks have come up clear, then most likely it is a fuel issue, where fuel isn't either entering into the carburetor or it is entering into the carburetor, but not into the cylinder. To better inspect the carburetor and fuel lines, I've removed the air filter. Checking the carburetor function, throttle lever, choke lever, all appears to be working well. Now we can remove the carburetor to better inspect it and make sure there is no dirt or grime which could be affecting its function. We'll give it a quick clean shortly with some carburetor cleaner. However, what has now become very obvious is this fuel line, which feeds fuel from the tank to the carburetor, is considerably damaged. It has deteriorated over time and there are some significant cracks in it, allowing air to be sucked in and possibly preventing fuel from entering the carburetor. Now I've purchased a new carburetor kit which also includes a new fuel filter and fuel line for $22 delivered. I'll keep this carburetor as a spare as the current original carburetor appears to be in excellent condition. However, I believe this damaged fuel line is actually the root cause of the issue with this chainsaw not starting. It's also a fairly simple and inexpensive fix. So let's replace this fuel line. Firstly, we'll remove the carburetor to give us better access. Since we have removed it, we'll give it a quick clean also. Now let's remove the damaged fuel line. So I've just done some further investigation and also realised that the return line from the actual cylinder that goes back into the carburetor is also quite broken, and there's a big crack in there as well. Now with the carburetor kit I bought, it also had an oil line and oil filter for the chain bar oil itself. Now as a workaround, because I don't actually have a replacement of this part and you can't easily get them, I'm going to try and use this oil line instead. Similar diameter. It's obviously not as thick as durable, but it could be a good temporary fix. So now I've finished installing that return line, which goes back into this hole over here and back into the carburetor. We'll put our new fuel hose and fuel filter in, and then we'll also put in our cleaned up carburetor, put it all back together and see how we go. So there you have it, the 6 major things to look for when your chainsaw won't start. In this case it was a fairly simple and inexpensive fix, and the chainsaw is now working once again, and it probably needs a carburetor tune to get it up and running and performing really well. I hope you found this video informative. Don't forget to like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that bell notification icon. Thanks for watching.